Welcome back, everybody, to the weekend show. I'll be breaking down the stock market. So, before we get started, please hit that like button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Now, if you want to go above and beyond, support the channel, and get all types of daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, definitely head over to Patreon, and that link will be down below in the description. And now, let's get right into the market. All right, so welcome back once again, guys. And again, you can see here Trump vows that Iran will be living in hell by Tuesday if Strait of Hormuz is not open and deadline is missed, which I don't think they give a crap about it because so far, I mean, whatever he's saying, they keep coming out and saying that there is no talks, there is nothing with United States, and nothing going on, and we're just gonna fight till the end. So this is all made by Trump, and so far people are getting hurt, especially what happened over the weekend. These fighter jets was shut down, and even some of the people that were actually flying these jets, they were in Iran. One got rescued, and I think the other one, I just don't know. I don't think nobody's telling us the truth, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Now, what market did Friday? You can see Dow was slightly down, but advancing almost 55%. Nasdaq was up 0.18% after going down pre-market 2%. So if bears they were in control, well, this cannot take place. S&P up 0.11%, and Russell going up 0.69%. 11 sectors. Real estate led the way on top, energy, technology, utilities, and then we got consumer cyclical lagging behind. That is due to Tesla taking a massive beatdown on Friday. Stock market map, you can see Microsoft up, Nvidia up, Intel, it was up for 5%, AMD was up also. Google flat, Meta, I would say flat. Tesla is the only one that is down big. Amazon also going flat for the day. Fear and greed index. Now you can see we're still in extreme fear. We have the number reading now at 19. Investor sentiment, you can see still a lot of people are extremely bearish here in the market. Almost 52%, 15% are neutral, 33% are bullish here in this market. We got a lot of data. Starting with Monday, ISM. We got durable goods on Tuesday. But the key thing here, FOMC minutes, core PC, but then we do have CPI coming out this week on Friday, guys. 1 hour before market opens up, we'll get the CPI numbers and see if the closure of Strait of Hormuz is actually going to take an effect on these numbers come this Friday morning. And now let's get right into S&P 500. On SPY ETF, it's absolutely flat, but this was an amazing opportunity, especially for day trade on Friday. And I knew it going into especially the gap down, we would come back up, and this was amazing. SPY, then we got DIA, bunch of other tickers that I got into calls right at opening, and you can see we opened at 646, we went down $1, and from there we rocketed back up to 658. Massive rally, guys. So off of this 5-day and the support right here, we rallied back up, and now we're holding that 653 zone. So tomorrow, I think weekend Wall Street is down a little bit here, but they can always change. We have seen those numbers before, down like 2.5%, 3%, and then opening up at break even, or some cases even green. So I'm not gonna look at too much into those futures market, but we'll see when the cash market opens up tomorrow. Your key line in the sand, 653. Underneath that, right here, right about a 645, 646, because of this blue line 5-day moving average. Now, if we can open over 659, maybe even 662, that would be awesome. We can possibly move higher up to 665, and even into, I think, the weekly expected move to the upside. I think we got a $16 plus or minus from where we closed on Friday. So 672, that could be a possibility. I mean, that makes sense. We come back up and retest this overhead supply here, where we had a lot of trading, and now we can just come back and retest. It's totally fine. Now, yes, the market over time only goes up, but we're not completely out of the woods yet. So, I would give credit where it's due. But again, guys, this was an opportunity. As long as we stay over these lows down here, 629, I would say remain cautiously, very cautiously bullish here in this market. On triple Q, it was slightly green, but this is amazing. I mean, it was down 2%, and from down 2%, we came back up and finishing in the green, and we closed over that 584 zone. So, who's to say that we cannot even retest, come out and retest maybe 590 to 594 here? Top of this, balance range where we had that breakdown. It's totally possible. Now, tomorrow, if we actually open on a gap down below this 585 584 zone, you can see this was the bottom, this was the bottom, even this was the bottom. We had a mini bounce and then we had the breakdown, and now we're coming back up and holding that. So as long as we can hold here, watch out for more upside. But if that gives up, we can come back and retest possibly 574, and it will have confluence from this 5-day moving average right there on your screen, this blue line, and underneath that will possibly come down and retest right down here, which is going to be around 566. On Dow Jones, it's absolutely flat, and this was amazing on Friday because I got calls at 459-ish and some change, I believe, and this thing rocketed back up to, look at this, guys, 467. So that's almost a $10 move to the upside. If you caught near the lows, we still have a bunch of gaps to the upside, and let's just say that this is a bottom for now. As long as we remain over this zone right here, watch out. If this thing can hold right here at 464, we can possibly see a move into 468 into the gap right here, right underneath 471. To the downside, that 464 gives up, there will be support at 461, 458, where we held on Friday. And underneath that, we might be pulling back and retesting these lows down here on Dow. On IWM, it's up 0.69%. So IWM, when it comes to market breadth, and I don't have to look elsewhere. If the market is so bad, this thing is holding up, pretty nicely. And you can see, even on a gap down, this thing had a nice bounce. Really nice bounce all the way back up to 252. Bit of a rejection there. You can see multiple rejection, but if we can clear 252, this thing is heading up for easily 255 to 258, and that could be coming this week. And don't forget, yes, there is a lot of bad news out there, but also we do have big names reporting earnings this month, starting I think next week. So we have a lot of names, the big names reporting earnings, and when you look at something like Microsoft or even Tesla in this case, a lot of these things, Amazon, they're down quite a bit, especially when you look at Microsoft, right? So with that kind of beat down already on a stock, it might be priced in whether the earnings are great or not. And if that's the case, we could see a rally back up to the upside. And not to mention that you guys saw before that big rally took place in the market, I've been warning people that that short squeeze, that rally, that face ripper, it's gonna come. And market took almost 3 weeks to go down like 25 to $30. And what happened last week? We put in a short-term bottom and market rallied off the lows almost $30 in just 1 week. Imagine this week goes up another 20, 25. I'm just, I'm not saying it has to happen, but imagine market goes up another $20 this week. We're back up to all-time highs in just a matter of 2 weeks. And it's not like, I'm predicting this by seeing something strange or some different kind of indicator. No, this is based off my experience, because even on recent times, what you guys saw recently, market went down and just a couple of days we're back to all-time highs, because there's so much money in the system that any dips they get bought up. The CTA is selling, okay, they're selling, but they when they see uh, things are going up, they start buying also. And if that take place come next week or the week after, we get some good catalyst, which will happen, guys. At some point, there will be some sort of a ceasefire. Strait of Hormuz will be open, and oil will come back down. So oil, I'm only looking to short. If it goes up a little bit more, definitely heading into longer short position on oil, and I think if it comes back within maybe next couple of weeks or maybe even months, as long as you have time on your position, I think it's a fantastic opportunity. So here on IWM 252 breaks, we're heading higher, 255, 258. Below 252, there is support at 248, 245, 240. On VIX is down 2.73%. So back to back couple of days, VIX is down and holding that 23.8 right there, that support. But if that gives up, we could be coming down here, guys. And it's going to be around 20. You can see this trend line held multiple times. And this is what I'm watching. At some point, there will be good news. Oil will come back crushing down, and you're going to see VIX down under 20. That's when market will look extremely bullish for more upside. So even from 20s, this thing can come down easily another $4 or $5. So VIX is still elevated. That's why I'm not saying just go blindly and buy everything, but cautiously, staying bullish in the market. Definitely name of the game right now. So watch out for that 23.8 support. That holds, we might be going back up to 26 to 28, maybe be in 30s. But if this thing does not hold up here, the next big critical support would be down here around 20. And underneath that rally, the big rally will start to the upside. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching.